All right, sir, I hear you. Look
Testing,
at
testing.
that. How you doing, man?
Doing very well. How are you?
I'm all right. I know this guy. Please
Do you?
say who you are.
Well, my name is Victor Adatiba, and I am Bearded Eagle alumni.
There you go. Victor, how you been, man?
Doing wonderfully well. I can't complain. Just wanted to call into the show and ask you a few questions, get some feedback from you, and see how I can learn a
Okay.
little bit.
Now, hold up. I'm going to stop you right there before we move on any place because, again, I haven't worked with you. You've been through my training. You've actually been in classes with me where you actually have helped other people out. You have helped several people out, and you have actually made an amazing journey. And you've took Scrum by the horns, and you've run across the world with it at this point, right? So
Absolutely.
realistically, you are a shining example, and you pretty much you pretty much took Scrum like I took Scrum, grabbed it and said, I'm gonna make it happen. I like your shirt, man. It says my wife is dope.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna have you tell people your story in just a minute because when that does happen, well actually I want you to tell how you came to Scrum and tell a little bit about your story so and then other people can understand and get an idea of what they need to do. I'm gonna give you the floor, Victor, for just a minute.
So, I wasn't exactly familiar with what Scrum was, but I worked in an organization with a family member who was, kind of working on software. And so little did I know, I spent some time doing Scrum before I was actually certified in doing Scrum. And so I heard about Scrum through a friend of mine by name and
Okay.
went, took the class off of his
Okay.
suggestion and got certified. And it kind of just lit up my world and just made a lot of things that I had been doing previously for years even make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so once it made sense, I hit the ground running after I got out. Well, I didn't hit the ground running. I waited about 18 months after I got out the program before I actually made a move because,
Okay.
a lot of us are, fearful sometimes
Yeah.
to make changes into an unknown position. But eventually I finally made that change. And
Now,
when I
now hold it,
did,
Victor. Now stop right there, because I remember you coming back to class and telling me you had not done nothing. Do you
right,
remember that?
I do remember.
And what did I say to you?
You just got to do it. Like, why not? Why spend the money to get certified? Why invest the time, 2 days of your life,
Mm-hmm.
and not at least make the first and second and third step to changing your life?
That's it. Continue.
And so, after the 18 months, when I did finally decide to make a change,
Mm-hmm.
success. First two interviews, two offers.
Hmm.
Had to make a decision between 120K locally as a full-time employee, 135K in California as a contractor.
Hmm.
So made the decision to stay local, and I've been with the company and had numerous offers since then. And so I recently just got an offer to go work with Nike, and so I'm at Nike as
Whoa,
an
whoa,
Agile.
whoa, 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 whoa. That's new news to me, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Congratulations. Let me just
Thank,
hold on. Tip my hat to you, man.
thank you, sir.
Wow, congratulations. I've never worked for Nike. I've worked for a lot of organizations, and Nike would be on my list of places that I would love to walk in a building and just check them out, but I've never worked for Nike, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And so going in as an agile coach, and so the question that I wanted to ask you um, is, as an agile coach is coming into a new organization, the new guy on the block, how do you, I guess, introduce yourselves to the scrum masters and the product owners and the dev teams you'll be working with, and how do you begin to build that relationship? I already got some one-on-ones planned with some people. I've already got some, you know, just fact-finding meetings with some folks just to get to know who they are and for them to know who I am. But outside of that, what can I do to make sure that I really make an impact when I meet them, and make sure that impact is felt throughout the organization.
The best thing I can tell you to do is serve everybody. Serve everybody, and you know exactly how to do that already, right? Because what's going to happen is when you walk through the door, you will have some people that will trust you because of titles, but you know just as well as I do those developers who are not, because you're the new kid on the block. And you know as just as well as I do that once you get through a couple of sprints, you will win them over easy. Okay, you already know how to do that, there's no question on that. The bigger concern that I would have is, where are you in the pecking order, politically speaking? Because that's going to have a huge impact. And whoever you are reporting to, making sure you understand how you make them look good, how you help them get to the place that they're trying to go to. And a lot of times they're going to have strategic directions that they have been provided that they are going toward. There's a reason why they're bringing you in there. They're trying to move themselves in a direction. And I want you to make them look as successful as possible. Because if you make them look as successful as possible, you already have all the tools. See, I can say this, right? Go in and just do Scrum. I know you're going to do that. I don't have any question about you going in and just doing Scrum. Are you working with teams on the ground? So
Yes, I'll be working with some teams on the ground.
okay, great. So now I would be evaluating where they have problems at. I would go in and do a retrospective to see what can we improve. I would imagine that probably one of the biggest places that you can work with them on is always engineering practices. So I'd be trying to establish ways that we can deliver quicker. You know that they probably got issues on the product side with the product owner. Maybe they got a good product owner, then you can work on return on investment. So realistically for you, it's going to be all about just tweaking and helping them improve. If they're saying to you they got agile coaches and everything else already, you already know that they're on the journey, but you also know that they're not doing it right. You also know they're not doing it perfectly. You also know that there's many opportunities on what you can fix. So I find a place where I can baseline things. So and then I can see improvement happen. Now I'm going to tell you something that I tell brand new Scrum Masters, and I know you're going to be able to do this and benefit it from tremendously. Do yourself a favor. The first 6 weeks, run Scrum on you, the process that you're following while you're there for the first 6 to 8 weeks. 1 day sprints. 1 day sprints. Now, I'm going to ask you this question because I know you're going to have an amazing answer for me. I know it's going to be the exact answer that I want you to give me. Why do I want you to run 1 day sprints?
So that I can iterate faster, right? So that I can give myself feedback on what I'm doing daily, and every day I can come in and be a better employee than I was the day before.
Exactly. That's what I want you to do. If there's one thing that I can tell everybody that is listening to do, is to run Scrum on yourself, right? Victor, I remember back when I went from Capital One to USAA down in San Antonio. And I was intimidated because there was these other coaches that was better than me. And I did 1 day sprints. And in 2 months, I went from having 2 teams to a 200 person portfolio where we delivered the first project that you scan a check and deposit in the bank. That was October, literally December, starting January. I had a 200 person agile portfolio that I was dealing with and I was running after they fired a bunch of people, right? So the idea is that when you do that, you actually position yourself for, super greatness. Super greatness on just a huge level. And by having those improvements, it is going to be great. It's going to be a plus. So the other thing I would say to you is you have several certifications. What certifications do you actually have? Tell me the certifications you have, because I want other people to hear the certs you have.
So I'm a certified Scrum Master,
Mm-hmm.
advanced certified Scrum Master, certified Scrum Professional,
Mm-hmm.
certified Scrum product owner,
Mm-hmm.
professional Scrum master,
Mm-hmm.
um, Amazon cloud practitioner,
Okay.
project management,
Mm-hmm.
PMP,
Mm-hmm.
um, safe agilist,
So
and
many you don't even remember 'em.
yeah,
You understand where I'm coming
Tho-
from?
those are all the IT Scrum related ones. Oh, I got a few Microsoft certifications too.
But think about this. The PMP is going to help you, right? Because you know that they have traditional project management in there.
Absolutely.
So you can have conversations with every single PM in the house. A PM can't just walk you away and say, I don't want to talk to you. The whole reason why I got my PMP is so nobody would be able to do that to me. So you have that under your belt. And you actually got that during the pandemic. The biggest advice I gave everybody who talked to me, people, was certify up during the pandemic. Certify up during the pandemic. Get all the certs during the pandemic that you can, because when you get those certs and you come out of this, you're going to be in position for success. So having that PMP, and I'm going to say this to everybody here, because I've had to have this conversation today with someone. You would agree with me, Victor, that the PMP does not clash with Scrum and Agile, right?
I would agree.
Okay. PMP's process is like initiating, planning, executing, controlling, monitoring, happening in cycle. Sometimes there's a little overlap, and closing. And Scrum fits right into that with no problem. And the PMBOK is half Agile now, right?
Right.
It's half Agile now.
I have a buddy who took the new test, I think version 6 or something. I don't know, of the new test last week, I think, and he said literally half of the tests were agile questions.
Yeah, because half of the book. I mean, if you go look at that PMBOK book, if you look at it 3-4 years ago and look at what they have now, roughly half of the book is Agile, and it has a title on there, the Agile Alliance. If you know the Scrum Alliance, you know the Agile Alliance. They helped to author that book, or they had input into that book. So we're talking about, it's a major part of everything. But the key statement is being able to have those project conversations and to think like project people can think. That's the key, and that's going to be what will be beneficial for you in the long run. In the long run. Now, what else? Safe. What company that is trying to scale is not thinking safe today? It's not a whole lot of them, right?
Not many, no.
Regardless of what you think about safe, is irrelevant to me. The idea is that organizations are doing safe and they're having varying degrees of success. Having an understanding of safe is going to be helpful for you, right? Because safe brings in things like portfolio management, lean portfolio management. You understand that statement, right? Lean portfolio management, right? See, because the Scale Agile framework came in and took care of a lot of things that Scrum at the most basic level, Kanban at the most extreme programming at the most basic level, all that other stuff that happens above that, nobody was really talking about. And so you have some knowledge into that. That, the PMP, is all going to be helpful for you. So when I think about you, it's just really going in there and starting to show that you are the top dog in the building. Period. Because what's going to happen is they only got limited amount of time with you.
Right.
But you know that already. Right. You know they only got a limited amount of time with you. And since they only have a limited amount of time with you, guess what? You give them all that you can give them. But here's what I want you to do. Little one, hello, 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 hello. I'm over here waving.
Say hi.
I got a hi.
Come on, baby.
Oh, okay. I like that.